auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb is a verb that helps another verb, especially participles, whether present participle or past participle. That's an auxiliary verb. This is why we say that it is a helper verb, which some people, also refer to as a helping verb. It is a helper verb. That's an auxiliary verb. We have different types of auxiliary verbs. Number one, we have auxiliary verb do. Auxiliary do. We have auxiliary have. We have modal auxiliary. Modal auxiliary. Number four, be. Be. Verb be. Do, does, did. That's the family of auxiliary verb do. Have, has, had. Those are the members of the same group as far as auxiliary have is concerned. For modal, we have may, might, can, could, shall, should, ought, will, would, etc. and so on. For be, we have am, are, is, was, were. That's for be. Am, are, is, was, were are under be. So these are different types of auxiliary verbs. It must be noted that not in every case that we have all these words used as auxiliary verbs. If I say, I do it every day, do is not an auxiliary verb there. I do is a main verb there. I do it every day. He does it every now and then. He does it every now and then. It's not an auxiliary verb there. He did it yesterday in my presence. Did is not an auxiliary verb there. But let us see them as auxiliary verbs. If I say, I do not understand, what we are really saying there is, it is understand that is our real, is the verb that is communicating what we want to express. I do not understand. He does not know my name. Does there is an auxiliary verb. And you can say that do not, does not, take a verb not. He did not go there with them. Did, there is an auxiliary verb. What we are really saying is go. Have, has, had. I have a car. It's not an auxiliary verb there. But I have swept the room. Have is an auxiliary verb there. He has a pen. Has is not an auxiliary verb there. But he has washed the table. Has is an auxiliary verb there. Had. He had a car. I said earlier, he had a car last year. Had is not an auxiliary verb there. But he had gone before the man came in. He had left before the man came in. He had gone before the man came in. It's an auxiliary verb. He had, taken his own before I took mine. Had is an auxiliary as well. May, might, can, could, all these, they are modal auxiliary verbs. They are modal auxiliary verbs. May has might as its own past tense. They exist, just in one form like this. No ing with them, no may, no might, whatever. No ed form with them, and no singular form. They don't carry s or es. All these modal auxiliary verbs, and proper understanding of them must be achieved. These are modal auxiliary verbs. He can do it. Can is an auxiliary helping do. He can do it. He would be there if invited. He will come if invited. Would is an auxiliary verb there. He will come. Helping come in past participle. Or in participle form there. Am, are, is, was, were. They are participles as well. At the same time, they may not exist as participle. I am a teacher. Am is not an auxiliary verb there. I am teaching. Am is an auxiliary verb. Assisting or helping, aiding, teaching in present participle form there. We are around. We are inside. Is not it's not an auxiliary verb there. But are is just, the only verb. We are around. We is subject, are verb, and around is just, the complement of it there. That is place. It is black. Is not an auxiliary verb there. But if you have, she is cooking in the kitchen. She is watching television in the living room. Is there is an auxiliary verb, helping watching. Was. I saw him when he was dancing in the hall. I saw him when he was dancing in the hall. Was there is an auxiliary verb, helping dancing. He was invited last year. Was is an auxiliary verb, helping invited in the past participle form. I was here yesterday. Was is not an auxiliary verb there. So please take note when each of these verbs is used as a main verb, as the only verb, communicating what the subject is doing or the state of being of the subject. Were. Tunde and Shola were in the hall last week. Were is not an auxiliary there. Tunde and Shola were washing the room when I visited them yesterday. Were is an auxiliary verb, helping verb washing. Helping verb washing. So see auxiliary verbs. Take note. Auxiliary verbs, once again, are helper verbs. They are verbs that help participles, whether present participle or past participle. You will understand more if you can avail yourself of the opportunity of having first-hand English grammar per se.